Hi there, Alec from VacuumSpot here. Going to show you how to fix a problem on a Miele S5211. This particular machine is stuck on the 1 power low and it's not doing its job. So I'll just show you. Well, in fact earlier this was stuck on the 1 power, not doing its job, which leads me to believe it's a circuit board. So we're going to change that. So you're going to have to believe me that when I turned that on before it was stuck on the 1 power. Alright, so here we go. Take off our little dress plate on the rear here. That one's off. Now we are going to take off these little button actuators. So you just put the screwdriver in there, then up and around. Same story here. Just prise this last little bit off, up and around. Okay. Now, out with the bag, and we grab ourselves our screwdriver, and we've got 6 screws to get undone. Okay, 2 in the middle. These can be easier with the lid halfway down. Okay, back to... Now this is one of the very few repairs that I actually have a look at prior to grabbing out the video camera. And it's kind of funny because there was no visual damage to the circuit board, but nonetheless it wasn't working properly. Okay, so really I should rename this video simply how to change the circuit board on a Miele S5211. That way we wouldn't have to worry about the premise. Okay, so here we are. We've now got access to the circuit board. And what we have to do, we just lift up this whole assembly. I don't know if I've ever said it on a video before, but geez, Miele are good to work on. Okay, so now with the machine out of the way, we're only concerned with the actual board. Now this Miele board comes with your switch as well, and also the little terminal block to feed power down to the motor. What we're looking at here is part number 9374800. So essentially this part will correct any of your electrical issues aside from the motor itself. So what we're going to do, we'll release the board. Okay. A little catch under here. Okay, and we just gradually unclip the wiring, and at this point we have to undo the little terminal block. Okay, and unthread. Okay, and there are clips holding the actual switch in. Just give it a little wiggle. That's our old assembly out. New assembly in. Easiest way is simply to reverse that process. Okay, so switch in like so. Now we bring the cords up and around into the little carriers under this section here, allowing the board to seat properly. Over here, if you're ever a scout, there's probably a part here where I'm sure you could say in round the tree through the bunny hole. Of course, for those not scouts, that won't mean anything, and it was just a little joke. Okay. Now, terminal block. Now, this is critical that it actually sits in perfectly. So it has to. Okay. And the little soldered points are quite spiky. So, be a little bit careful. Okay, so now Now, got to get this back and around. Okay, so with that in position, we close off this little carrier, tuck all our cords back down so they're neat, and reposition on the machine itself. Now here's the part you've got to pay particular attention to. You have to get the terminals lining up. There we go. And that'll sit down neatly. Okay. Then we just grab our whole body. There we go. That nice clicking sound you always get with the Miele. Alright, now back in with the screws. These are a number 20 Torx. So if you don't have a number 20 Torx driver, this repair is not going to be terribly easy for you. Best off running to your local hardware store before you start. Okay. Okay, and this one, which didn't come out in the first place but did unscrew. And now our front ones. Last, and honestly probably least, simply because it wouldn't matter if that one didn't go in. But now in with the bag, position it firmly, clip it in, tuck the bag back in. Everything is settled there, so now we start putting the actuators back on, or the pedals. So you're putting this front section on first, so that goes in, and then you're pushing it towards the back until it clips like so. Repeat the process on this side, so the front lug in and then over the back until it clips like so, and then this dress plate in like so. So now, that is how you change the circuit board on an S5211, and with a bit of luck, fires up perfectly, and we've got high power. That's how you change the board on a Miele S5211.